So, welcome to the very third iteration of Amateur Hour. The way it works is we got a bunch of talented comedians here who are open mic vets, who are coming up here to do a bit of a longer set style. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoy yourselves. I'm Poker Wolf. I'm your host tonight. And every time I come and do this panel, I am terrified. I am absolutely terrified that I'm just not going to have a story to do. Like, every time a convention comes around, I think, man, oh man, I'm running out of new material. What the heck am I going to talk about on stage? And then I go into work. And go into work and I see a brand new coworker. And let's call this new coworker Daet Wolfuar. Because it's PG-13, I can't say the last name I really gave him fully. Oh wait, no kids in the audience? Oh, we can up the rating now. And possibly. Nope, never mind. So Daet Wolfuar, it was his first day at our auto parts store. Now, which auto parts store do I work at? I'm not exactly going to tell you, not only because you people terrify me, but because I don't want to get my ass sued again. So, at the auto parts store, it was his first night working with me. I've never worked with him before, and this is a white gentleman, bigger than Alkali, whiter than Des, and he seems friendly enough at first. And then I asked him to help me out. Hey Dave, can you go take out the trash for me real fast? Yes, master. Can you go sweep the floors? Yes, master. Oh, jeez, this is gonna be a long night. So that's happening all night long. I think, okay, this is gonna be a weird night, but maybe this can turn around. Maybe this night won't be a total loss. And then the store gets a phone call, and at the store we get this guy. And then, man, I am bombing. Man, that fire alarm this morning really screwed with my head, I think. Anyways, so the store gets a phone call, and and it's just some college kid on the line. He starts asking personal question after personal question, and it gets really awkward after a while, and eventually gets to this question of, so I'm trying to get into a fraternity. Would you be willing to come and give me my initiation paddling? So my night started off with a brand new coworker calling me yes, master. And the paddling, I figured, man, oh man, this night cannot get any weirder. Next thing I know, I hear screaming from outside the door in the parking lot. And there is a man laying on the ground in the fetal position, bawling his eyes out while another man is standing there, whipping him with his belt! And that's just a really rough story of why I had to explain to the police and my boss why it was fetish night at the auto parts store. So, let's see here. I'm pretty much almost out of time, but I got time for one more. So, at this last first square, there might have been a little bit of an incident. I'm a big fan of the Cinema Snob and his movie reviews, and he had done one on the Oogie Loves. For those of you who don't know what the Oogie Loves are, it's knockoff Teletubbies that are even creepier and won't stop singing. We get him, so we started watching this movie review, and it gets to a point in the movie where a character says, I must now lean over 47.9 degrees to grab this balloon while hanging off an airplane. And we all pause the movie in the room, scream, and we're thinking to ourselves, is this really 47.5 degrees? Is this angle right? We have a protractor emergency. emergency. It's a protractor emergency, and next thing I know, we're all laughing, just screaming protractor emergency.
Protractor emergency!
I'm on the phone. Oh shoot. So the phone starts ringing in my room. I go pick it up, and it's Propzilla on the other line, and he's just confused as hell because he's in the room right next to me. And he's just asking question after question. Like, dude, what's going on? What is wrong? You don't understand! It's a projector emergency! We have an angle we have to measure! And I hang up. So we all laugh and start screaming about the protractors again. And next thing I know, I get another phone call. Dude, what the heck is going on? You don't understand! It's a protractor emergency! Click. So, next thing I know, there's a knock on the door, and I might need some help finishing up this story. Propzilla, could you please come out here? Dude, Propzilla!
Now, you stay on stage, because there was a third phone call, and this time it's over the Telegram app. And, again, hey, okay, you guys are being insanely loud. What the heck is a protractor emergency?
We have an angle we have to measure! We need to know it's 49.7 degrees! Like,
Citrine, can you, because at the time, my leg is broken. At first, right before first squared, I broke my leg, and we started what's known as the cripple fights with Boozy Badger and the blind people. Don't be that excited about it. So, I am unable to easily move to their room, so I have Citrine here push me in a wheelie chair out of the room, holding a beer, into the next door's room. And of course, we're going over, knock on the door, they open the door, enter, and dead silence, and I go, what the hell is a protractor emergency?
we must figure out if that's the right angle on the screen, 49.7.
So I fold a piece of paper over, make it 45 degrees, hold it up to the screen, and it's just a little bit covered. And I go, I think it's a little bit more. That's fine. I think you're right.
Emergency solved!
This is during First Squared, who the security that year was just a tiny bit too much. So, as we go, okay, emergency solved, what the hell just happened? I get back in the chair, sit down, and then him and Snowflake push me to the door. We open the door, and there's the security guard. You guys need to quiet it down. We've got complaints on this floor, and the lacrosse people are sick of your shit. Oh, we'll be quiet. And so then they push me out the door in front of them, holding a beer as I'm cracked out on drugs because of my leg, into our room. Door shuts, Snowflake locks it, and you can hear him outside the door. I go, what's he gonna do? Kick the cripple and the two blind people out of the hotel? Oh, shit! He didn't realize any of that. The next day, he came and apologized to us. Dude, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. And we're like, no, it's fine. You just would have had a 1-star review and some really angry lawyers. The boozy guy downstairs is one. Oh, I talked to him, too.
Alright, so our next comedian up, since he's already on stage and mic in hand, Propzilla.
What did I do to deserve this? Well, Well, I have some notes just in case this happens, because apparently at open mic, Citrine had the good idea to bring me up on stage by saying, I need help, I need help. So I ran into you like, what do you need? You need somebody to hold a mic or something? No, go up on stage.
I was out of people!
And I was out of material. Anyway, so moving on. Another great story we have for you tonight is the story of my worst employee. Poker turtle to work story. I'm going to tell a work story and then I'm going to tell a con story. My work story is fairly simple. What is the best day of the year to fire somebody?
April Fool's Day.
You got it. What's the best day of the year to fire somebody religious?
It's Christmas.
Close.
Easter.
There you go. What's the best day of the year this year to fire somebody that's both? April Fool's Easter Day. We drag this guy in all day. He works for us. And he has, this is PG-13, isn't it? He has bleeped the bleep of the boss's bleep. And now he can't suck enough bleep to get out of this situation. So, the whole day I'm running around the facility trying to find all these tools that I bought for himself. And loading them up in his truck as we go out. He didn't notice a thing. So at the end of the day, they go, you need to go talk to Ray about something, our boss. They take him into our boss's office and go, you're fired. That's April Fool's, that's great. No, you're fired. That's Easter, you would never fire somebody on Easter. You're fired. Get out. No, you're fired, you get out. He doesn't believe it. He just keeps going. Till I get to the point where I open the door, I'm like, hey, I got all that stuff packed up in the truck. Oh. Sorry. Oh, you guys are really firing me, aren't you? Why would you do that? Because you're an idiot. Why would you do that? Because you're a dumb. That word. He walks out the door, and he's like, I need to get my stuff. All right, got it. Get out. Get out while you still can. Is it really that bad? I want you dead. The smile's gone away. Get out the door. So he walks to his truck. His girlfriend's in the truck. I didn't realize it. The whole day, she's in there grading papers. Door opens, door closes. Why is Scott, because they had the windows down, why has Scott been loading your tools up into the truck all day? I got fired. That bad person. That bad person. So I hear all that happen. I have this huge grin on my face as I lock the door. Look away. Dude was so upset that we fired him, he moved to North Carolina. He hasn't come back. It's the best thing ever. So I have another little story for you. We just had Thomas the Tank Engine at our railroad last weekend, and it's the full-size Thomas the Tank Engine, which you'd be like, that is the coolest thing ever. Kids must love that. Yeah, they do. The people that run the thing hate that. The worst thing to ever happen to my life is Thomas the Tank Engine in real life. The best thing to ever happen in my life, you can make him talk. There's buttons, and you can push all the buttons and make him talk. That's awful, because you listen to, I bust my buffers all day. But if you press the one button 3 times, you get Spanish. So it's like, me habla Thomas. I don't know Spanish, I'm sorry. But he'll talk in Spanish in this almost women-like voice, and it creeps the hell out of everybody, including the kids. You're not supposed to press around the kids. Did it anyway. He's gone. It's fine. But so we're pulling the train back into the station, coming across this road. There's all these kids. They're looking at Thomas, and Thomas goes, "Hey," and freezes. His eyes crossed. Absolutely evilly crossed. And I hear a lady, because I'm in the Thomas. I am so far up into Thomas that we should be married.
Train's on.
And I hear this lady go, "Oh my God, look at Thomas." What? Oh my fix that. I made it worse. Thomas went from having cross-eyed to having a lazy eye. And I start pushing the buttons because the buttons make the eyes and mouth move. And so I start pushing one button and it doesn't do anything. So I push the other button. So Thomas goes, "Push my hello kid." I go, "Hey, who is that? And his eyes start going all crazy. There's video of this. You can find the video where Thomas starts speaking in tongues, summons the devil, and the kids start crying on their way into the station. And then you see a guy in almost this same outfit in the cab going, "Ah!" And that's why I don't like Thomas. Or do we need some more time?
4 minutes.
Oh, correct. Uh-oh. Okay, I got one more for you. I got one more. And it's another story, so if I'm boring, don't, tell me to get off the stage. Not you. So, I'm going to do a con story. Not a furry con, but you'll get kind of the reference. So the other con I work has a lot of people with a lot of money. Because they do trains for a living. Now, what's the worst thing that could happen to a con ever?
Fire alarm?
No! Get out! Don't mention it again! Worst thing that could happen to a con ever. Come on, anybody.
Go! Get out! That's not the worst? Sorry.
No food. I have been banned from this con before, so we'll get into that story later.
Anyone remember the ball pits a few years ago?
Shh. Don't spoil it. No, the worst thing that can happen to a con is you run out of alcohol. Worst thing that can happen at a con where literally the only reason these 150 people get together is to drink, is to run out of alcohol, and then run the hotel bar out of alcohol, then run the hotel restaurant out of alcohol. By the way, we're in a resort, there's 3 of those in the resort. There is $10,000 worth of alcohol. Gone! So what we do, we go to the local liquor store. We're in Indiana on a Sunday. This is before the law changed, so it's not as funny. We go on a Sunday. They're stocking the place. The truck's out back. They're loading the place up. And I went, "I need to buy booze." And they went, I'm like, "I have a guy literally willing to pay you cash." Like $10,000 cash. Load the truck up. Put it all back. We ran out of booze again before Monday. So I had a bottle of Vanilla Absolute. It is mine. It is my bottle. I had a guy walk into ops, because I was the ops director essentially. Walks into ops, goes, "So, we're out again?" And they said whoever has booze, they'll buy it. And I went, $2 grand to the charity. And they went, "Done." I take that back, $5 grand. Hold on, let me go talk to him. Here comes this freaking senator. There's $5 grand, give me your booze. Oh my God. Can you adopt me? You adopt me and let me run your bar. Dad, you know what? There's an extra 100 for you. Can you make it 1,000? Here you go. What? No! No! Okay, alright, fine. I'll take it. So what I do, what does my idiot self do Monday morning when the bar opens back up? Spend it all. I bought for the whole con. What do? Run out again. We're not the worst, folks. We are not the worst.
All right, our next comedian up is, he performed for the first time at Amateur Hour last year at about 2 a.m. at the very end of the set. He did an amazing job. I cannot wait for him to come up again. Shots, please, come on now. Woo! Woo!
I've been so used to stealing mics all day. Hello, is this on? Can you guys hear me? Is this even on? Is this even on? Can you hear me? I can't hear myself. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
No.
Test 1, 2. Chuck's 1. Chuck's 2.
Try the other one.
Or switch.
Or I just turn it on.
Did you turn it off?
I didn't turn it off. But I can turn it on. But this is a bit PG, isn't it, right? That stands for what? Pretty graphic? Because that's where I'm going. Let's roll the pretty graphics. Just kidding. Well, they said to come up here and do something, buddy, so I thought it would. But you know, I have been so busy doing things with the charity all over the place. I have been screwing things up, haven't even been paying attention to what people are putting inside these bins. See, now I want to use it. Watch me pull a rabbit out of my ass. I mean, bucket. All right, well, bucket. I'm done with this skit. I'm out. I'm done. Thank you very much.
Chucks, everybody, Chucks!
And thank you for the charity. I gotta run through some things.
All right, our next comedian, man, that went fast. We'll take a little bit more time just to get on the stage. Everybody, give it up for Citrine Husky! And there you go.
I got more people.
Why is he facing the wall?
Get back out here and fix that.
It's this way.
Photo
What are we doing? Why are we doing? Here's your cane. Here's your mic.
So, it's the longest thing I've ever had near my mouth. So, I'll be honest with you. I can take this off. I like this. So, how many of you have seen, if I can turn it back on, there, that's better. So how many of you have seen me do stand-up before?
I think I have.
There you go. Make noise. If you raise hands, you're an ass. I'll be honest with you guys. I love being blind. People are like, you know, you should be mad at God. No, God did good with this. I love this. I just have to walk around and not trip over everything like somebody on their freaking iPhone, and I'm doing just damn fine. People are like, damn, you're so inspiring. I'm like, I just walked a straight line. They're like, yeah, but most sighted people can't do that. I love it. So, how did the first time that I met my fiance's family go? Great question. So, I don't think they understand what blind means, even though their own daughter's blind. So, the introduction that I got was, we're going to my dad's house for dinner. Okay, you know, this seems pretty normal. So, I go in there, and the first thing he does when he opens the door is apparently he stuck his hand out and said, nice to meet you. And then got pissed when I didn't shake his freaking hand. Visual cues are a thing that I need. So, I think, okay, I'm not worried about it. Things are going fine. So, he starts asking me really interesting questions that they don't necessarily counteract with blind people. Like, so what do you think about driving motorcycles? So what do you think? And he starts asking me these questions, and I'm thinking, dude, come on. I've got my cane. I'm not looking you in the eyes, so I'm not being dishonest. I just can't see you. So then there's certain things, the dinner that they made was good. But I'll say there's certain things that you don't make. There's certain foods I think that people should hate in general. They might be good, but you should hate them. Because I'll tell you something. A blind person chasing freaking peas around a damn plate, it's like the damn peas are Jerry and I'm Tom and I'm losing. It sucks. So people always ask, well, you know, how did you meet your fiance? And, you know, most people, when they talk about how they met their love or whatever, they're like, you know, I saw them standing there on screw visual lens. That doesn't work. So So usually I go with the basic answer of we're both blind, so we just happen to bump into each other, and that's how it went. Now, veering off into an interesting, different topic, I have an interesting nephew, and he's like a little brother to me, but he has a witty sense of humor that even I don't understand. I don't understand how his mind works. And I'll be honest with you, one of the things, I'll just give you a quick example. One of the things that he said to me the other day before this con, he comes over. Now, for those of you who don't know, I have two small dogs. I have a Chiweenie and I have a China Poodle. Now, one of them is cream, almost white, and one of them is completely black. And he looks at them, looks at me and starts laughing. And I said, what? And he said, well, you're a musician, you should get the joke. And I said, what? And he said, it's like Michael Jackson before and after. So, I don't know how many of you have heard this story. But, for those of you who haven't, I thought that I would never get on stage again after my first open mic at this con 3 years ago. Because I told a story that's also about my nephew when he was younger. And he was talking about, okay, to give you, to paint a picture, if I can do some crap like that. So, we were in church. And so, on the way home from church, he tells me about, like, he's trying to tell me, he's like, yeah, we learned about Adam and Eve and, all this stuff. And so then he stops and he asks me, he goes, so if Adam and Eve were the only two people on earth, how did they have kids? And so then my dad, without skipping a beat, goes, well, it's pretty obvious, somewhere in Kentucky, that's where the modern day Garden of Eden is. That's what I'm saying. I was afraid that I would get kicked off stage the first time. So, for those of you who also don't know, I've learned that the more I experiment with alcohol, the more I experiment in general. Thank you for your fandom. And now I'm going to check my phone because I want to be like every sighted person in Alkali and pretend that I have notes on this stupid thing. Okay, no notes. Alright. Maybe they were in Braille, they were tactile. But anyway, so for those of you who don't know, I'll tell you one more story that happened at this con. I won't say what year, but this happened to me. My fiance goes home, and a few of my friends were like, hey, we're going to get you plastered. Yeah, that sounds good. Alright, I'm not buying, so okay, bring it on. And so, what happens? Well, I learned that the cane has an acronym. It's called the Cock and Nut Exterminator. And I'll tell you why. Two things happened that night. First thing that happened is I'm going down the hall, and some person who's real smart decides, hey, I'm going to get on my iPhone, and I'm just going to lay on the floor outside my room because that's a real wise thing to do. I'm pretty sure that this thing can change people's genders. I'm like 99% sure. Because there's a distinct difference between wall and body. And when you hear it, I'm just kind of... And then I hear this. That's never a good sound. I apologized to him later. I think it was him. I don't know what he looked like. So, what ends up happening? I think, oh, well, I'm still drunk. So I go back to my room and put on my fursuit. Now, for some reason, I got tired. Don't know why. I was inebriated and dehydrated. Why would I be tired? And so I go and sit in a corner, and these people are over in another part of the hotel, and they're getting loud. They're drinking. Everyone's having a good time. They're drinking. For some reason, this aggravated me. So I decided I was going to go feral on their asses. So for some reason, being completely inebriated and blind, I decided that they were aggravating me, so what am I going to do? I'm in fursuit. I'm going to get on all fours, growl at them, and chase them. They drop their belongings and run. This is not good. You're yelling like a screaming little wuss-puss, and you got a blind person. If you want to avoid a blind person, shoot the hell up. We can't find you. So, I run all the way back to their room, on all fours, mind you, just growling the hell. No one stopped me. No. I think they were just enjoying it. Like, yeah, let's see how this turns out. And so I followed them all the way back to their room. They slammed the door. I am deadbeat tired. I'll be honest with you, I blacked out. I took my head off. I remember that much, and then I blacked out in front of their door because I couldn't remember what room number I was. So, I wake up with a terrible headache to them opening the door and saying, "Oh my God, he's still there!" and slamming the door shut. Guys, my name is Citrine Husky. Thank you so much.
Citrine! A little more to the right, a little more to the right. No, turn around, a little more to the right. There we go. Okay. Now he's off the stage. Let's bring up our next visually impaired comedian. But this one's visually impaired for different reasons. Mostly because fursuits are very hard to see out of. Give it up for Sarathan!
Right? It was the blind guy and now the glasses being fursuit. It's literally the blind leading the blind on this one. But I'm getting old, my vision is starting to fail. I know by furry standards I'm already gray muzzled. I've been a gray muzzle for a great many years now. I've come to terms with this because apparently for furries we use Eastern European Middle Ages as our guide of age measurement. Get married at 12 and then raise some children by 17 and live a whole happy life until I'm 30 and of course for most furries the way we drink that's probably more of a possibility than nowadays anyway. Of course if I ever died tragically young nowadays I would probably have to get everything in order. Of course I'm a freelance writer. And I hate most of my family, so instead of a will, I'll probably just write them a won't. But it's not the only visual cue nowadays that I'm getting a little older. I especially see it besides my profession where it's all 25-year-olds because I Twitch stream too, which is really, really saddening. Because they'll be like, "Oh, you're so good at Twitch streaming." Like, "Yeah, I've been doing it for 4 years." Like, "Oh, that's cool." It's like, "Yeah, I'm 25. I'm like, "Oh, come on. Give me a break here." Of course, then I get the people who try and encourage me, and they're like, "Oh, Seraphin, Harrison Ford only started acting when he was 40, and Meryl Streep did it when he was 43. I'm like, "Great. Now I am too old to be doing this for a living to start, but I'm too young to be inspirational while I'm doing it." Thanks, guys. The biggest indicator of being too old is when I go back to watch movies and they always have like the little where someone gets like killed or something and it's like, "Oh yeah, he was the top geneticist in his field and he was, rolled 15 doctors, but he died at like 30." I'm like, "Oh no. I gotta get started here." These fake people are going, like, I remember back in the day when I thought, "Oh man, that guy is so old," and now I'm that guy, except way less successful. So I'm trying to get myself more in shape. I'm trying to get myself to live a little longer. The best way to do that to start, I find, is by watching A&E. I think everyone in America, and really the world, should have to watch 2 shows. And if they watch these 2 shows, we can probably make a healthier America tomorrow. And those 2 shows are My 600-Pound Life and Hoarders. Because if there's any 2 shows that will motivate you to get out there and exercise and make sure that your house is clean, it's those 2. I always watch those 2 shows just so I can get a little mood boost if I'm feeling down. Like, oh man, I didn't wash the dishes. Look at that guy's house! Oh, I A, don't feel so bad, and B, need to wash those dishes. Like, I do not want to be like that. So, I enjoy those shows, and I try and live a decent, healthy life. I do have one vice in particular, though, that I do indulge from time to time. I do enjoy gambling. It's the one thing that it's kind of like, ooh, the bad thing to do. And my friends give me grief about all the time, like, ha ha ha, wasting your money gambling, that's so stupid, as they buy their third carton of cigarettes for the week. I'm like, dude, at least I'm going to live long enough to regret my financial decisions. So, I go to a casino every once in a while, and it's fun, we don't do a whole lot of it, but the one game that always intrigues me the most, that I really enjoy looking at but never playing, is Baccarat. Because I always look at him like, I like James Bond. I would love to just play a hand like that, you know, be all suave and British and stuff. But there's a difference between me and James Bond, besides being British. It's the fact that, A, he has like the entire English crown treasury behind him. James Bond is not putting down his rent to try and score whatever it is in Baccarat in order to win. He's got all the money he can do. He's not sweating it out. And also, he plays with a bunch of criminals usually. Like, he could just be like, hit me. And then he gets like the bad hands, like, you lose, Mr. Bond. I guess not. That's cheating in my book. I think he should have to like explain that in expense report. It's like, Bond, you lost $200,000. He had a hot hand, I couldn't help it. So, like I said, I tend to try and gamble responsibly. One instance where that wasn't the case, or not me, but when I watch, is what I like to call the saddest man in the world. I call him that because, in my mind, he is. I was at an ATM and I was going to withdraw our fund money for the night, and there's a man in front of me. And that man put in a card and attempted to withdraw $400. The attempt's the important word because it declined him. I'm like, that was a lot of money, dude. Maybe you should try something smaller. In my head, I'm not getting stabs in front of an ATM at a casino. So he tries to withdraw $300. Denied. $200. Denied. $100. Nope. So I'm like, oh, tough break, man. Like, this is the only machine in the casino that actually pays out usually, and you can't even win at that. But he is undeterred. He is ready to go. So he pulls out a second card. Same thing. 400. 3, 2, 1. Stab. Pulls out a third card. Same thing. Fourth card. Finally gets about 40 bucks out of it. I'm like, holy crap, dude. I'm just following this guy now. I need to see how this story ends. So he goes to the roulette table. I'm like, not a smart choice, but all right, it's your money. Puts all 40 bucks on black. I'm like, bold move, man. But I'm with you. I'm 100% behind this dude. I want him to have his happy ending. So he spins that. They spin that ball. I watch. And it lands on black. I'm like, yes. Got it. He can go out, he can have like a good night, he can go to the bar, he can get up his spade. And I turn to leave, and that's when I hear the man go, let us ride. No, you just won. Like, this is where the movie ends, and you go off and you have a good time. Like, no, don't tempt fate again. And of course he loses. And I'm stuck here with the saddest man in the world as he just goes off into obscurity. So, whenever I go, we don't have like a really good local casino. We tend to go down about 100 miles. So we don't do it that often, but the reason for that also is that I hate driving. And I'm from Wisconsin, so it's mostly road construction. Our national tree is goddamn orange cones that they put up on those roads. It's so many of them. It's constant. I really believe that the best guy on our construction crew in Wisconsin is the dude that puts down the orange cones in the road. I'll be driving along on a normal stretch of highway, like, all right. And then, road construction. I'm like, what the hell? And then just like 2 miles down, the guy, putting down the cones. You know what they're awful at, though? Taking those orange cones back up after they're done. So it's one lane of highway. There's a perfectly good road over there. I've been tempted to drive on it, but I don't want to get my car impounded. So what they really need to do, they need to take the guy that puts down the cones and promote him to also pick them up. That way I don't have to deal with road construction 9 months out of the year. So also, if you're in front of me and you're in the passing lane and you're not passing fast enough, just want you to know right now that I hate you. Not you personally, just like the physical space that you happen to occupy at that given time. Because I am rather impatient. Well, that was my set. Thank you very much.
Next up, our next comedian came all the way from Vegas. He's performed on numerous shows on TV as openers for some really amazing comedians. So, welcome to the stage, BET Satellite.
Yeah, baby! Woo! Come on! I don't feel it. Come on! Because if I'm jumping off the stage, my fat ass ain't getting back on. I want to hear some more. That's what I'm talking about. Then it's gonna be back. And by the way, I don't like this guy right now. Poker. He comes up to me. He's like, "You want to be on stage?" I'm like, "This is work. I do this for a living. Why should I be on the stage?" "You're my friend." "What time?" "Yeah, I'm coming." See, him and I love this community. I really do. That's why I can never say no to you guys. You guys are great and beautiful. I want to hear a round of applause for you guys. Come on! Except for Alkali. Oh yes, I'm going to start stuff right now. Especially around this time of year. He's, you know, adventurous, we could say. This man will sit up and he's like, "Hey, you want to go to a haunted house?" "No, yeah, it's Halloween time." I was like, "Yeah, man, shooting taffy apples, people jumping out at me, I'm in." Now, you can tell he's a kind of friend like this. Because white people, you people, come up with this. Nah, man, real ghosts. How many other colored people are going to be there? Me, no. So we're walking through a forest. And we're going to a cemetery, abandoned. And oh yeah, you hear the weirdest things. I'm like, "You heard that?" Of course, white people. Yes, let's keep going. We're almost there, man. No. So, we're in this cemetery, and you hear, once I step through the gate, "Get the home." I was like, "You heard him." I was running, I was already in the car, la, 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 la. I don't care. I don't care. Look, if you were my girlfriend, my best friend, hell, even my own mother, I'll fight a bear. I'll fight a serial killer. When it comes to Casper, you're screwed. I would have tricked you right there. Get her. She has a point too, I can tell you everything. I'm a chicken shit, I admit it. But no, let's go to a haunted place. I love you guys, I love you. Especially friends, I mean. High school was the toughest. Because, I mean, at the very, my man's in here, always says, "Come on, you meet someone." So, I did meet a girl. He introduced me to someone. Love it. So we're talking for a while and everything, and, you know, it was great. She was like, I was like, "All right, you want to go to movies?" "Sure, we went to movies." Now, let me tell you one thing. Dinner is always simple once you get there. When it comes to the movie part, it's tough. You're like, "All right, baby, what do you want to see?" "I don't know, what do you want to watch?" "Well, it's not my day, it's your day. Tell me what you want." I don't care, pick whatever you want. Alright, fine, 2 for Star Wars. I don't want to see Star Wars, shut up. I do. Now this damn girl has some nerves, because I'm a big fanboy. I love Star Wars. We get out of the movie, and she's like, I don't know why you like it so much. The only Hispanics in there are the bounty hunter and the clones. They just say they're overpopulating the future like America right now. Yeah! Oh, I was in love. So 2 weeks later, because paycheck, and we ended up going to see one. I'm like, all right, baby, what do you want to see? Harry Potter. Yeah. Damn. I've never seen Harry Potter before in my life. Not even once. So before we saw this one, like, what is that new one called? Magical Creatures, what is it? Fantastic. Of course, all right. Of course you all know that one. I'm not surprised. So we sat there and watched every one of the films so I could get the inside jokes and everything. First thing I noticed, it is a gang-related film. Oh, I'm serious. I saw them all doing drive-bys on broomsticks, shooting out the wands, call out the gang sign, Dragon Tail, Slytherin, I don't know. Second, it is a sexual-related movie. I'm serious, watch it. I saw that Harry Potter kid went up to one of those girls like, yo, baby, why don't you open the chamber of secrets so I can release the prisoner of Azkaban and pop that sorcerer's stone? She looked at him and said, baby, you ain't getting this goblet of fire. F you, that was funny. That was PG-13. In your room. What time? All right. I mean, I ain't dead, but I'll be good at my job. I get paid for it. See, are any of you vegetarians? Good, you are good people. Because to be honest, I'm a fat person. Me and you are stuck on the island. 3 days, you're gone. But don't worry, you don't have to worry, because I won't eat you. Nobody will worry about that. Because I don't want the rescue team looking out for me. They're like, that's your Channel 6 News. When you found out, Ross, here he is. And the reason why I don't want my dad to be seeing that too, because. But anyway, back what I'm saying. Room 325. Anyway. So anyway, yeah, with this dating and everything, y'all in a relationship? And it was, how tough was it in your first date?
Very.
Bad? It was really bad, right?
Yes.
You get nervous. You want to hear the most worst date I ever had?
Yes.
Best date and worst at the same time. So this is back in 2002. Show my age. 16 years old. Took my dad's truck. My friends and I went to went to the mall, of course. That's what we do, mall time. Woo! See this beautiful girl sitting at the food court just eating by herself. I was like, man, damn, she's beautiful. Of course, your friends said, come on, buddy. Come on, go get that. I was like, no, I can't. All right, I'm nervous, I'm shy because the pressure's up. Walk by, see her still sitting there again. My friend's like, that's fake. Gotta go get it. So I sit there and talk to her for a couple minutes. I'm like, look, I think you're the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my life. And I'll be honored to get your number. And I'll be there. She did. She thought I was sitting, gave me her number. I was like, yeah, woo, 1 point. So, back in the day when we all had to sit on the counter, you all remember this because we had the cord phones. Your mom be yelling because she had to keep ducking. Those were good days. Oh, come on.
Oh, no.
How old are you? We had coilers, not you poor bastard.
And AC wasn't in every house.
And then, you had an AC? No, we had a ceiling fan for one fan just went
You
around.
had one of those?
No.
I'm from the South, man.
My credit's so bad they won't take my cash. So after a couple weeks talking with this girl, playing cutesie's eyes and everything. So we're like, all right, here it is. You want to go on a date? Yes. Yes, she did. So I went to go pick her up in my dad's truck. Remember, 16. And Her parents open the door and they're like, hey, you're Ross, right? Yeah, they heard so much about you. They brought me in, playing 2020, interrogating me. What do you see yourself in the future? What's your hopes and dreams? I'm answering, I'm like, I'm proud of this. So after a while talking, her dad goes on, hey, Ashley, you ready? Yeah, so he goes upstairs. I'm like, all right, I gotta use the bathroom. Next thing is, he's carrying her down the stairs. Of course, I'm like, weird family, all right, whatever. Treats us all like princess. So getting all prepped up and everything, talking with them a little bit more, he goes into the kitchen, comes back with a wheelchair. So what do you want me to do with this? Shit, I don't know. I'm like, I guess we put it in the back of the truck, I guess. So we put her in and everything. Now, while we're putting her in the truck and everything, things start going through my head. I'm like, I said I'm going to date this girl. I really like her. But I thought, what do I do with her now? I mean, do we go for a walk? I mean, what if there's a downhill? I had to chase her. Do I get the privilege of special parkings at the movie theater? Oh my God, what if she has to go to the bathroom? So this is going through my head, and finally I looked at her, I'm like, honey, I'm sorry, I can't. She cried so hard. She's like, I thought you were different. I thought you were not any other guy. I'm like, I'm really sorry, I do like you. It's just I can't. I really can't. I'm 16, I didn't know any better. She's like, I can't. So she's yelling and crying at me. And her dad hears this and in the house yelling, what the hell's going on? I'm trying to calm her down. She's all sad and crying at you can hear her dad getting mad, storming through the house. She opens up the door, I can't believe it, and falls out. Falls out of the truck, on the ground. I'm going around there and she is like, don't touch me and everything. Dad walks in to me pulling her leg like I'm pulling yours. Thank you everyone, and you all have a good night.
Give it up for him! Man, oh man, oh man. You guys have a good time? Yeah! Alright, we got one comedian left. He is one of the funniest comedians I have ever met in my life. Give it up for Chris Bonnie! Woo!
Hi everyone, how are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Oh yeah, I'm not having a real conversation. So, everybody, I wanted to talk to you about transformation porn. Because this is PG-13. And I think, like, okay, every transformation porn sequence in the world always, it follows the same formula, and I love that. I love that there's a formula. Not one that they sat down as a communal tribe, like a tribal communal going, yeah, okay, this is going to be this, we're going to put it together, that's version 1. After we get some audience feedback, we'll try version 2. No, everyone instinctually was like, this is how transformation porn works. And that is, I'm a person, or a thing, and I'm walking along having fun, and then some random shit is on the ground, or some random ray hits them, or some other random shit. It doesn't have to be anything, it just starts happening. And then their body starts contorting, and the skin starts going over them like a venom suit, and everything starts going crazy. And then they're a cat, and they're like, oh no, I'm transforming into a cat! What should I do now? Better jerk off. Like, what the hell? I mean, I guess the reality of the situation is jerk off kind of covers everything. You're like, I'm a cat now. Do I have thumbs? Is this going to be easy? Can I lick myself? What's going on with everything, right? Like, in reality, it kind of covers all your bases. So, it's a really smart way. You don't think about it, because what? But you can actually do work and have fun at the same time. Transformation porn has it right. So, in the spirit of PG-13, I wore a shirt that says Piss Freak. I didn't know this was going to be PG-13, but that's okay, because I opened with transformation porn. I was at a convention, and I was about to go do a set. I was like running late, and I'm up in my hotel room, and I'm like, oh crap, I'm running. And I get to the thing that goes down, an elevator, and I push the button, and I'm waiting, Guy comes up to behind me, and he's like, I like your shirt, man. And I'm like, cool, I don't even know what he's talking about. I'm not thinking about it. And he's like, are you into water sports? And I'm like, oh, no, man. I mean, I'd watch it if we're on TV or something, but I don't play. And he's like, oh, cool. That's cool, man. And the doors close and we part ways. And I was like, what a cordial way to find out if someone's into piss play. Like, imagine how I said yes. Like, imagine I was like, oh yeah, definitely. The guy's like, dude, I gotta take a leak right now. You wanna go? And I'd be like, yeah, sure. And then like, Boozy or Alcohol would get this text from me, like, does anyone know where Chris is? And it's like, oh yeah, he said he's taking a golden shower and he'd be down in a minute. And I'm like, I got someone backstage. So, do you guys remember the Donkey Kong rap?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. There's a part in the Donkey Kong rap where it's all like, he can swing through trees with relative ease. And I'm like, what the fuck is up with that? Like, okay, relative ease. That means you're still struggling probably 40% of the fucking time. Like, what the hell? It's not like they were stuck. They could have said ease. They didn't need the relative. For some reason, they're being brutally honest about his actual capabilities. Like, okay, rap is about, building yourself up, fronting, showing off. That would be like if I got up on stage and I'm like, yo, what's up? You guys ready to get hard? And everyone goes, woo! And then I'm all like, oh yeah, I'm pretty good at video games. I don't win every time, but I'm not totally lame. Huh. Like, why the hell are you fronting about something you are above average at? I guess that's just what happens when rap doesn't have a natural predator. I don't know. You just get honest. It's weird. So, to kind of close out my set, to really bring everything together, let's have a story about anal sex. And so, I was with my girlfriend at the time. We are of age for the sake of the story and for the sake of everything. And it's midnight, we've just been hanging out with a bunch of friends, and we're like, let's go home. And I'm like, yeah, let's go home. And on the drive home, she's all like, hey. And I'm like, what's up? And she's like, you want to try anal sex? And I was like, yeah, I'm down. And she was like, do you have lube? And I'm like, no. And she's like, let's go get condoms and lube. And I'm like, you got it, girl. And so we zip on down to the nearest supermarket, and she's like, will you go do it? I'm like, yeah, I got this. And so I go into the supermarket, and I buy condoms, lube, and a pack of magic cards, because I'm going to tap that. The fact of the matter is I did it because that was the most romantic gift I could get her, because I'm a great romance person. But also, I'm going to fucking tap that, right? It's a good joke in my mind. And so I go up to the cashier person, and she scans, boop, 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 and then she gives me a look that says, I'm disappointed in every decision you've ever made in your entire life, and every decision that you're making right now. Why would you do that? You're a bad person. Stop doing what you're doing. And I look at her and I go, why are you looking at me like my dad does? And she's like, well, what you're about to do is a sin, and I don't agree with it. And I'm like, what? You're choosing to take a stand now? It's midnight, girl. What the hell's your problem? And so I'm like, no, I don't think it is. And she's like, no, it's a sin. How could you possibly do that? And to be so rash about the whole thing. And I'm like, listen, woman, I am a hard gay man, and I am going to go make love to my husband in that car, and it'll be beautiful. It'll be wonderful. And she's like, not in my parking lot. You're not. I will call the police. And I'm like, I like a man in uniform, so go right ahead and call him. And she gives me the look, and she's like, I cannot believe you would do such a thing. I will call the police. And I was like, no, and I was like, if you do, he will side with me, because what's about to happen is beautiful. What's about to happen is love, because I love my husband, and he loves me. And I grab my bag, I sashay, and I walk away. And as I'm walking away, I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty good bit. Don't know why I decided to do that. But drawing lines in the sand. And as I'm walking away, I hear the sound of bones snapping and clapping. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I just hear, and I look back, and I see the oldest woman. She was mostly skeleton. In nothing but a nightgown and slippers and a bag of cat litter at her feet. And she's giving me an almost standing O because she's mostly hunched over. And I walk out the door and I tell my girlfriend what just happened. And she's like, oh, cool. And we go back to my house. And I'm like, hey, magic, we open magic, and it's great. And then she's like, you want to have anal sex now? And I'm like, yeah, I'm down. And then I squirt the lube into my hand, and then you're like, but right as I'm about to do the deed, she's like, I am hard gay. And we never had gay sex. We didn't have any sex. We didn't have anal sex. We were laughing too much, and it was way more fun than any form of immediate pleasure you get from anal sex. Because any kind of pleasure you would have gotten from getting your dick off in some butt cannot at all compare to the feeling of getting a standing O from some crazy old cat lady for being hard gay. Thank you.
Thank you, good night!
I can't believe it! Citrine, they're standing for you. Everyone's standing. They're giving you a standing ovation.
Silver Gattoman, he bought me a coffee. Silver Gattoman, here is the song for thee. He likes to video all the panels at the cons. You should go and watch them whether they are short or long. Silver Gattoman, you video that's not a jibe. All of you go to his YouTube channel and like and subscribe.